The diagram shows the position of three boats P, Q and R. Boat Q is 7 kilometres from boat P on a bearing of 327 degrees. So here's boat P, here's boat Q. We can see that Q is 7 kilometres from boat P. The bearing hasn't been marked on though, so let's mark that on. The bearing of Q from P is 327. So that's saying that the angle measured clockwise from P, from north, so this is the angle measured clockwise from north, this is 327. Which is telling me that this little angle here then is going to be 360 take away 327, which is 33. We're then told that boat R is 15 kilometres from boat P on a bearing of 41. So R from P, 15 kilometres. The bearing of R from P, so the angle measured clockwise at P, from north here, that's 41. And we need to find the distance between boats Q and R. So what is this distance here? Well, we've got a little triangle now. This is the length I want. I know that's 7. I know that's 15. This angle here is 33 plus 41, which is 74. So I can use the cosine rule now. X squared is equal to 7 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 7 times 15 times cos 74. So putting that into my calculator. I get 216.116, square root that, and I get to one decimal place 14.7 kilometres. So that's my answer for part A. Part B. We're then told to find the three-figure bearing of boat R from boat Q. So where's that on my diagram? So the three-figure bearing of point R, of boat R from boat Q, so from here. So again, from Q to R, so we want the bearing at Q, which is the angle measured clockwise from north. So we want that angle there. Right. Well, if I could work out this angle, that's going to help me to get the bearing that I want. So I want to know this angle here in this triangle. Bearing in mind, I know that's 14.7 now. So I'm going to use the cosine rule to help me to work out that angle. The cosine rule for angles is cos b squared c squared minus the a squared divided by 2 times b times c. So on my calculator then, that gives me 0.1949, cos inverse of that So the angle there is 78.76. Right, how can I use that to help me to work out the bearing then? Well, I have got, whenever we've got these parallel lines, I also have co-interior angles. So I know that this angle here and this angle here add up to be 180. So therefore, this angle here is the question mark, the bearing that I want, plus the 78.76, whatever that is. When I add the 33 to that, I'm going to get 180. So this is me adding up the co-interior angles to get 180. Right, the 78.76 plus the 33 is 111.76. And that's equal to 180. So if I subtract that from 180, I get 68.239. So that is the angle here. As a three-figure bearing though, so let's round that to the nearest whole number, it's 68. So three-figure bearing will be 068. And that's my answer for part B. So key thing there is labelling the bearings in the right place and the co-interior angles, looking for these co-interior angles when you have parallel lines, which you always have when you do bearings.